and today we are presenting about biodiversity loss in these beautiful islands next in Panama. It's called Gunayala, and we're going to start off with an icebreaker.
Hi, I'm Audrey. The first game we're going to play is, so you're all divided into 4 groups. It's individuals, communities, ships, and factories. So one person from each group will come up here and pick one of these props. Each prop says something on the back. You don't need to write anything on them right now, that's right. So one person from every team is going to come up here and pick up a prop. On each prop it says on or off the island. You have to put it where it belongs, on the island or off. So one person from each team. And then when they go back to the table, another person gets it.
And just to tell you, from now on, you have to act like the group that you're in. For example, you're no longer como que groups, you're an individual. You're ship, you are factories, and you are communities. Right? So you have to act like communities, factories, ships, and individuals.
Okay, now one person.
Has everybody gone?
Okay, we're going to do another round of people. So
Another round, one more.
yeah.
Just say.
As you can see, the island is now full of waste. Pollution doesn't only affect the water, but also the island and the animals on both land and off. How do you think the banana affected the island? Anybody?
I don't think it did. Because
Why?
it's biodegradable.
So this one doesn't do anything. How do you think the bottle, how do you think the bottle affected the water around the island? How? Oil. How does oil affect the land and the water?
It can damage the corals or algae and fish and they kill them.
Good job.
That's that. It's you can understand how this affects not only the animals on land but off land.
Okay, so good afternoon. My name is Juan Arias, and we're going to be presenting a quick PowerPoint on Gunayala. So first, we're going to start with a little background. Gunayala is a comarca in the northwestern part of Panama. As you can see, northwestern part, it is an archipelago consisting of 365 islands. The population is a little more than 30,000 indigenous people called the Kunas. As you can see, it's a beautiful tropical paradise on earth, and we're going to take a look at the pictures. Like you can see, this is a typical Gunayala island. Crystal clear waters, like beautiful palm trees, white sand. It's amazing.
That's a real picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took it.
Yeah.
Okay, just really maybe somebody think it's worth it.
You can see here, the biodiversity in Gunayala is very rich. As you probably heard on the video, Gunayala has around 400 species. But, however, Gunayala is also threatened by multiple factors. As you can see, invasive species such as the lionfish, which basically also threaten other waters. You also have climate change, which has a direct impact on the rising sea level. Right now, the Gunayala Islands have lost a total territory that is equivalent to 12 football fields. You also have climate change. Yes, I said that already. Overfishing, tourism waste, And biomagnification. Does anybody know what biomagnification is?
Yes, I think it's like if a fish eats a poison, and then the fish that eats that fish, the poison will be passed on and it will be like worse every time, and then until it
Yes,
gets-
correct. It's
so it gets to
basically the
humans.
movement of waste going like up the food chain. So let's say, for example, like you said, a small fish eats the waste, and then it will end up in us. So basically, there's a chance that we have some waste in us. We also have coral bleaching. Anybody know what that is?
When there's so much sun that they cannot like process it, and so they can't.
Yeah, so like when
So, like, they die.
when the water like heats up, like the corals
Exactly.
release algae that are like concentrated in their tissues, and they turn white. So yeah, you're basically on the right track.
So, our main focus as the Ecology Club is waste pollution. But why is waste pollution so important? Well, as you can see, waste pollution is affecting directly the biodiversity in Cunayala. So, look at all these poor animals. That's why we cut the plastic six-pack, so this won't happen. So, how we helped? We did a beach cleanup on the beginning of March in Cunayala, and we started cleaning up the beach. We spent several hours working hard. And this is all the solid waste. For example, these are styrofoam cups that may come from different sources, like ships, households, communities and factories. But a problem we have is that we don't know exactly where they came from. So we don't know how to exactly stop that problem. So even though we helped clean up the beach, it's not a permanent solution because within weeks, new waste will be coming in. So it's not a national problem, but an international one. So that's where you step in and we need your help. So what are the next steps? For the next activity, we're asking you to write as many solutions as you can think of within your groups to help prevent the biodiversity loss in Cunayala. So if you are individuals, you have to think of ways individuals can help, and then chiefs can help. And then you will yeah, we're gonna give you some pens.
Okay. Gracias. Obviously, more
making safer ships. Remember que wreckage, like okay, so that's it.
No, sí está prendido. Sí está prendido. Ah.
Are there factors? Like, are there factors here?
La diferencia de waste que usan, o sea, a lo mejor la tiran al mar, no sé por si de que
Try to recycle
como
waste.
como los cruceros, quién sabe si toda la waste la tiran al mar. De que la
Alright guys, you have only 2 minutes left.
After the 2 minutes are up, one person from each group is gonna come up and present their ideas.
Oil to the ocean will become like you're saying like like finding the ships.
That's what they would
So, did you finish or do you need more time?
We're done.
Okay, you're done. No, I'm waiting for you to be quiet.
Yeah, you raise your hand. Like high five.
Okay, so now each group will come in and present their ideas.
Okay, so
Who
one
wants to
person.
go first?
Yo.
You, individuals.
Me.
All of us,
It's
No,
one
one
person.
person.
Oh, no, I'll do that.
Hi, my name is Angie, and my team is right there. We had ships, so we had to think like the way people in ships would. What can we do if we had a ship? Okay, so the first thing that we thought of was to make safer ships, because like I always hear about accidental oil spills, and sometimes like there's these ships that carry like oil, they don't have the safety requirements in order for them to be like to keep that oil from spilling if there's like an accident, so like a wreck. So we thought that there should be like safer ways to build them so that in case of an accident they don't spill the oil in the ocean. Another thing we thought of was like definitely not spilling any type of oil or trash voluntarily in the ocean, because it's easier. So like education on the relations, more of like a personal thing than anything, but also like actually having stronger laws and regulations against those types of spills and waste disposal that the ships have. And last, just not throwing anything overboard, because like sometimes I see that. Like I've been on like cruise ships sometimes, and like some people just do it because they think it's fun, and I get really mad. But yeah, so we thought, yeah, so that's pretty much what we did.
Individuals?
Okay, so we put to pick up trash in, like, to pick up trash when you see it on the floor, instead of like just leaving there and ignoring it. To not throwing trash, but instead of putting it in the trash bin, instead of just like throwing it out of your car or in the beach if you're walking, just throwing it out. And respect laws and protected zones, and all zones really, like the law says not to throw trash in. Spread the word about the impact, like for example, the impact it could have if only one person stops throwing trash, or the impact it could have if everyone threw trash. And recycling, like putting them in school and places, doing campaigns about trash, educating the youth about its impact and its statistics, and volunteering to help.
Okay, to conserve biodiversity, factories should provide financial and public aid to local communities. This can be done by maybe funding like building a road or funding a beach cleanup. They could also use materials that are biodegradable in their production, or try to produce with the least waste possible, even though it might be more expensive. And they should try to ally with a local recycling center or something like that, I don't know the name, to recycle their waste. And if it's not possible to recycle their waste, try to put it somewhere it won't harm anyone, like make a big hole in the ground and just dig it in. And yeah.
So we thought more beach cleanups, obviously, because clean the beach. More stricter laws preventing people from littering, like getting a fine or something. Ecotourism, like setting up volunteer work for cleaning up the beach or just protecting it, and like tours that don't let people bring like any plastic stuff.
Okay, before we go on to the next activity, does anybody know how long it takes one plastic bottle to decompose off an island?
You get it to the
15 years.
No? Keep guessing. Anybody?
100 years.
300 million.
300.
200.
10,000 years.
350. 450.
450. Yeah.
For the next activity, we're playing like Pictionary, kind of. So one person from each team is going to come, and they're going to draw one item that their category, like one of the ways that the category gives.
For example,
Let's say an individual could be, I don't know, like a cell phone, something you throw away, an iPod, a banana, stuff like that.
Yeah.
When it doesn't work, the acid from the battery or from the cell phones are really bad for the environment. And then you're gonna start one group at a time guessing, and if you get it right, you come up and you draw and you get a candy.
Only we guess.
What?
Only we guess.
No, other teams guess. You don't guess against
you can't guess. You
Don't
work
work
together. You help her think. So if one of the three, one of you help, you get a candy, all of you.
Can we all guess?
Or you can get all the candy from your team.
She's going first.
Okay. You can't guess until after she's completely drawn it. And raising your hand.
Can I guess?
Nope, not done drawing yet.
The rules are.
That's me.
Miss Pity.
No.
No, but after they're done drawing, may I guess? I don't
If you raise your hand.
Okay. What was her name?
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, that's Gabby.
Yes.
Your hair's too short in that picture. What's going on?
Lourdes, my hair is longer.
Paper not bored.
It's not, y es moruco. Shopping bag.
Raise your hand.
Throwing.
Yes, Carolina.
Throwing shopping bags in the island.
Yes.
What's he wearing?
Name shapes.
Ships.
You want to look at me?
Can I get a point for drawing a whole song?
I don't contaminate Lourdes.
You do contaminate.
Okay, one from Ship. You can come and breathe. And draw.
This mattress.
You're just polluting the air. Stop breathing.
No.
That's the best way to tell yourself.
But I can't do it.
No, ahora sí no.
Okay. Yes.
Our hands first.
I go.
No. He didn't raise his hand. No.
We did.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I think we
Can someone mention, can anyone except for my AP student mention where there has been a major oil spill in the past 10 years?
The Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico.
Te lo juro.
What rápido.
What?
You only have time for one more person. So who?
Yes. Pero sí, mi mamá sí se apellida Stosse. Pero con Martín hicimos una broma.
Es Ramiro Ortiz 12. Sí, es tu primo.
No sé, mi mamá se apellida Stosse.
While we're arguing about his last name, your mom's last name. Okay. Can anybody tell me how long does it take for styrofoam to be great?
What? 5,000 years, can I go get?
15.
No, that's plastic.
Between 100 and
What about glass?
between.
Oh, yeah.
Let them answer styrofoam.
800 years.
Less than degree.
Styrofoam, 800.
There's actually no known fact about
Wait, who knows how long it takes for glass to decompose?
700.
750.
If you get the right answer the first try,
You got all
you
the
get
chocolate.
all of the chocolate.
No, wait.
I do it.
And nobody. And you guys
Do it.
I can try. It doesn't decompose.
Que nos dejen antes y después le hacen cosas así.
No.
No, you get 5. You get 5.
We were joking.
Oh, I
What is that?
Yo. Okay, the smoke the factory takes out. You get 5 points. Exacto. You get 5.
What is that?
She raised her hand. She raised her hand.
That is a factory. there are obviously a lot of sources that affect these islands. But we need to start locally to make an impact globally. And we want to thank you all for coming to our presentation.
What are you going to do with the candy wrappers?
Because we don't want to
When I do
No, acá no ahora.
Jewel,